Big Mark Choppa, how you doing, babe?
I'm all right, man. Appreciate you having me.
We gonna jump right into it, man. So listen, you've been a strong voice for activism and community safety. Let's start with the recent AC upgrade on home, man. What's going on with that?
This is the police with a warrant. Come to the door.
Hey, man. They came, they was looking for something. They ain't find nothing. Ain't really too much to talk about. They came and violated my family. It was a vicious assault. Drew rifles on my children. Threw flashbangs on my son and my wife. They declared war. That's what happened.
Can you kind of describe what happened that morning and how it affected your family?
I mean, my family ain't never been through nothing like that. Me personally, I'm born and raised in the city, so it wasn't my first rodeo, especially my first unlawful running with the feds.
Right.
But that morning, my wife was actually up. I was up. She was in the living room drinking her coffee. We getting ready to go to work. She's an educator. I'm an educator. We both in the school system, boots on the ground. So we getting ready for work. She called my name, said, "Mark, somebody's outside." So immediately I grabbed the joint and look out the window, see who it is. I'm like, oh, that's them peoples out there. They all surrounding my house. So I already knew what time it is. So my first instinct, put the joint down and go get to my kids. Make sure they up, make sure they alert, make sure they, try to get some type of clothes on. And it was happening so fast, they didn't even get a chance to do that. So as I got my kids up, they coming behind me. I hear boom. They threw a flashbang already at my wife. My wife, all discombobulated. So I push her to get her behind me because I'm about to walk out the door at this point. Hands up and make sure my family got their hands up. Ain't making no sudden movement because them people's trigger happy. So I get out there. It's about a dozen guns pointed at us. Well, I thought they were only pointed at me. So when I'm walking out, they like, turn around, come down. So as I'm turning around, I see they got guns pointing at my daughters. So that's why I start going off out there. I'm like, hey, you got guns on my daughter. You gotta take your gun off my daughter, because it was an emotional moment for me and I almost lost control, as a father.
So I'm gonna ask you this. So when you say guns pointing at your door, because I can imagine, right?
Yeah.
What feelings did you feel in your part, in your soul, like right there, when you seen that type of, going on? You ain't doing nothing wrong.
Yeah.
You doing your thing, you know what I'm saying? And you got, you're in a situation to where the feds pointing a gun at your daughter.
Yeah.
Can you describe what it really felt like? Like,
yeah, I felt rage. I'm seeing red dots pointing at my children, and I felt helpless as a man, as a protector. Yeah, that's how I truly felt, and I felt like, man, I was pissed, man. Ain't too many words I can use.
Yeah,
and I'm still pissed about it.
I can imagine nobody want to experience no shit like that. Feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah, so with all that going on, I wonder, maybe the people might feel like they targeted you because of your presence, like, because you were locally, you got a popular face, big brand. You think like that had something to do with it, or you think they were just like fishing around probably?
A little bit of both, but absolutely. I've been investigating for years, but this is the ATI. I own over 70 plus firearms. So as a young black man who is boots on the ground in the community, a leader who is using his voice, who is speaking out against the government and their antics, absolutely, man.
Right.
This is no mistake, but it also has something to do with, envy and from somebody who brought my name and something that I ain't had nothing to do with.
How you feel like do you feel like this is just like, sometimes you feel like, man, maybe I should just go ahead and chill out now?
Nah,
Maybe they show me this, or like,
no.
you feel like this gonna change the way you project and you know what I'm saying, with your activism and everything like that?
It made me more focused, man. Made me more focused. Every move I make is strategic. It made me realize how powerful my voice is. Definitely, I'm not one to shut up easily. Yeah, I move with caution because I understand I am more of a target than I ever been. But this is something that nobody can stop. This is God's purpose.
So a little bit of research for City of the Siege, man. We see something back in 2019. You had a self-defense situation or something like that, or like anything. Do you think you could maybe talk about that a little bit or brush up on anything like that?
I'm gonna be very brief about that. I was involved in a justified homicide. There was a young brother that lost his life, and there was an armed robbery with 4 gunmen and ski masks. And you know, I came out. I'm here to tell that story. You know, I'm here to tell that story. So, all right.
So a lot of folks might shy away from even talking about some shit like that, right?
Yeah,
Why you feel like it's important to share it?
I think it's important for our young brothers to know the laws. Because a lot of people don't even know that DC has self-defense laws. It's called middle ground. You know, a lot of people don't even know about castle doctrine, the right to protect your home, you know, your business and your property. There's a lot of lack of education when it comes to firearms and self-defense. Well, in the past, in the Black community. But right now, we have been on the rise. We are one of the leading firearm purchasers in the world right now. And I think it's important that young brothers know they can defend themselves, and legally. They can be armed legally. And if the ATF comes and knock on your door and bangs down your door, and you have legal firearms, you can come on and get on a podcast and talk about it. You feel me? Right, exactly.
You said, I believe at one point you said something about your great grandmother was the first one in the family to handle like a self-defense situation. You remember anything?
Yeah.
You think you could talk about that?
Yeah, for sure.
There is like personal period and
Hey, Mama Pearl, man. Okay, so you guys definitely been doing some research for sure. That's Mama Pearl. That's my mother's mother's mother. She shot her husband in self-defense.